Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Tia, and welcome to day 70. I'm going to go with 79 or day 80 of a 100-day challenge of posting videos. Okay, so today is going to be a quick video, a short video, because it's not super late in the evening, so everyone is kind of awake. So I have to do things this evening, so I'm just like, I have to post because I haven't posted in like 2 days, which is not good. But I'm here. As we know, we forgive ourselves and we move forward. Okay, so I'm here. So I've been wanting to post because I watched a teaching recently by Dr. Dollar, and he was talking about renewal of the mind. Listen, first of all, I'm a grace scam. Okay, I'm a grace scam. Woo! That teaching was amazing. Okay, so one of the big bars that I heard during the teaching, my nails are special, is it's like so tough to put in words. Okay, but main thing is I'm still blown away by it, so I'm still wrapping my head around it and like saying it as well. But the teaching has motivated me so much to read, and I feel like now I have a different energy, even with the main goal of the year, which is to read the Word of God. I'm coming at it with a different energy because I'm like going to go and investigate what it is he was teaching, because I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, the whole teaching was just like, what? But anyway, okay, so let me just give you little snippets. So, started off with Genesis, and we talked about Adam and Eve before the fall, right? And all these cool things that they were doing. We don't even know the things that they were capable of doing because it was like a really short period of time for them living La Vida. Actually, we're not sure if it was a short period of time because, like in the Bible, a day is 1,000 years. 1,000 years is a day. So we don't really know. But main thing is, in Genesis, the period of them living La Vida before the enemy came was short, Bible-wise, right? Okay. Then when the enemy came and then they flopped and they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, then God was like, I buy. And then, sin entered into the world through Adam, right? And then everybody sinned under there, because of that situation. Okay, cool. So then we go to Jesus coming and how then the whole thing about Jesus being without sin until he was on the cross and he became sin made sense during that teaching, because it was like, yes, it was an action that caused sin to enter, right? Sin to come about because they didn't, Adam and Eve did an action, right? They did an action. They ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So it was the action that led to, sin entering. But then everyone that came after Adam, even if they were good people, because of Adam, they were labeled sinners, right? Until Jesus came and dealt with it on the cross, right? So then in the teaching as he was talking, and I'm like, somehow at that moment, and I've heard it so many times that, Jesus was without sin. And I think for the longest time, I associated sin with actions forever, really. So then when they would say Jesus was without sin, I'd always be like, yeah, but like as a kid, I'm sure he was like mean to his parents, maybe. Like when you're a child and you say mean things, and then you get in trouble with your parents. Things like that. And I was like, maybe when he was a child and he was playing with his friends, he might have pushed a friend, things like that. Or hurt someone, like kid stuff. So it's like, yes, I knew that it's like, oh, Jesus was without sin. But I was just like, was he though? But it made sense during that teaching, because then he says, okay, so Jesus came and he was born without sin, right? And everything that he did, walking on water, healing the sick, just his whole life, especially like when like his journey, like his purpose journey was like, okay, that 3-year period of like, okay, now he knows what he's doing. But Nje, that whole period of him doing all these things, when he said a lot of things during the teaching, but somehow it just was like, boom. You know, it made sense because I was just like, oh, wait. So let's think about it. If Adam and Eve did not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, if they didn't eat of it, what would have their life been like? What would have all of our lives been like? How would we be living as sinless people if they didn't do that thing that caused the curse that just flowed through generation and generation? How would we have been living? Like, what would we have been capable to do? So then, when during that teaching, I was like, oh, Jesus was showing us, Uti, as a sinless person, if those two didn't do what they did there that time, this is how we would be living as children of God. The products that God created when he created and when he said, let us make man in our image. So Jesus is the in our image, but also Jesus was sort of like a sign of how we are supposed to be living in his image, in the Trinity's image. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it made a lot of sense to me during that teaching. So then I was like, hold up. Now I'm like, now I gotta go read about Jesus. Because I'm like, wait. So what I'm reading about him is all the things that I'm capable of doing. It's like I've always known that was a thing, but I don't know why it just hit me different during that teaching. So main thing is I'm really motivated. I'm super excited to do this, even though I heard the teaching. Today is Friday. I think I heard the teaching on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday. It was Wednesday. Yep, it was Wednesday. And I was like, ooh, I was so pumped. I was like, okay, let me go read. Did I read on Thursday? I didn't go read about any of Jesus's exploits, but that's okay because now I know what it is I'm even going to go read about. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think every time when I thought about reading the word, there was always like the motivation behind it I felt like wasn't good because it's like I wanted the prize at the end. But now it's like I'm trying to discover who the girlie is, which is I think even way more exciting. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. This exciting trip that I'm partaking in. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of my video. I gotta go. Okay, bye.